Don't miss this. Venus Williams' last-minute decision to partner with Fernandez at the U.S. Open. The tennis world thought it had seen every kind of shock. It had watched Serena Williams rewrite history, Naomi Osaka change the narrative, and Coco Gauff set stadiums on fire with teenage brilliance. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepared fans for what happened on a warm, electric August evening in New York. It began with a whisper, then a rumor, then a tidal wave of headlines. Venus Williams to make last-minute decision on doubles partner. No one guessed who it would be. Not the commentators, not the fans, not even the locker room insiders who usually predicted every twist. But tennis still had its way of surprising the world. The unexpected spark. Venus Williams, at 45, had nothing left to prove. She had lifted grand slams, survived setbacks, and rallied through storms both on and off the court. Yet, she wasn't done, not with tennis, not with inspiration, not with history. Her team had insisted she skip doubles to conserve energy. She had nodded politely and agreed until she didn't. On the practice courts of Flushing Meadows, she watched Leylah Annie Fernandez drilling forehands under the fading sun. The 2021 U.S. Open finalist moved with the hunger of someone who refused to let her moment slip away. Every strike of the ball carried a kind of optimism, light, quick, fearless. Venus paused. That energy, that spark, I remember that. Fernandez was only 22, but she had already lived a lifetime's worth of heartbreak and rebirth. Injuries, setbacks, underestimation. They had all tried to erase her. Yet she fought on, her eyes still burning with that Canadian determination. Venus stood at the baseline and watched in silence until Fernandez finally noticed. "Hi, Ms. Williams," Leylah said, wiping sweat from her brow. Didn't mean to hog the court. Venus smiled. "Call me Venus. And you're not hogging. I'm just thinking. About tomorrow's match?" "No," Venus said. "About doubles." Fernandez blinked. "You're playing doubles?" "I wasn't planning to." Venus paused. Until right now. The offer nobody saw coming. Later that night, Fernandez returned to the locker room to find a note taped to her locker. "Meet me on court 7. V." Her heart skipped. When she arrived, Venus was already waiting, rackets in hand, the glow of the overhead floodlights illuminating her iconic silhouette. "You wanted to see me?" Leylah asked. Venus didn't waste a second. "Leylah," she said, "I want to play doubles with you." There was 16 words that could rewrite a storyline. Fernandez almost dropped her bag. Are you serious?" "As serious as a first-round tiebreak." "But why me?" Venus looked up at the night sky, as if drawing inspiration from the stars themselves. "Because you play with joy, because you fight with heart, because you don't give up, and because I think we could shake New York." Fernandez felt her breath catch in her throat. "Venus, it would be an honor, but I didn't know you were looking for a partner." "I wasn't," Venus admitted, "but sometimes the right moment finds you, not the other way around." Fernandez whispered, "Yes, of course, yes." And history quietly began. The tennis world erupts. The announcement hit social media like a meteor. Venus Williams plus Leylah Fernandez equals U.S. Open doubles team. Is this real? And icon partners with the future. Venus still surprising us at 45. Fernandez about to learn from the greatest. Reporters sprinted through corridors. Cameras surrounded the practice courts. Fans bought last-minute tickets, just in case they got to see a legend and a rising star team up for the first and possibly last time. In the players' lounge, younger athletes whisper with wide eyes. "You think they can do damage?" Venus in doubles? Always dangerous. And Fernandez? She's a firecracker. Meanwhile, Venus stayed calm, her face serene as a battlefield veteran. Fernandez buzzed beside her like a hummingbird. "Are you nervous?" Venus asked. "Is it that obvious?" "A little," Venus smiled. "But good. Nervous means you care." The first practice. Their first official practice session drew a small crowd. Coaches, ball kids. Players pretended to stretch nearby, but actually watching. Venus fed balls across the net, with the sharpness of a surgeon. Fernandez darted forward, her footwork like bouncing sparks. Move earlier, Venus instructed. Got it. React, don't think. Okay. Trust your instinct. Yes. Fernandez soon realized something. Venus wasn't just playing with her. Venus was teaching her, guiding her, elevating her. During a break, Venus sipped water and said, "One thing about doubles. You win as one, you lose as one. We don't point fingers." Fernandez nodded. Agreed, but I'm aiming to win. Venus laughed. Good. Me too. A match for the ages. Their first-round match was scheduled for the grandstand, and it was packed, shoulder to shoulder, buzzing like a hive. As they stepped onto the court, the crowd rose in a standing ovation. Venus placed a hand gently on Layla's shoulder. "Ready to make some noise?" she whispered. The match began with Fernandez serving. The first point was chaos, Venus poaching at the net, Fernandez sprinting behind her, the opponent scrambling to defend. Winner. Crowd screams. Commentators losing their minds. Look at Venus move. Look at Fernandez respond. They were electric, complimentary, unpredictable. Venus brought wisdom. Fernandez brought wildfire. Together, they were a storm. They took the first set 6-3. But the second set became a battlefield. The opponents adjusted. Venus's serve came under pressure. Fernandez made a few rush mistakes. Suddenly, they were down 2-5. The stadium fell painfully quiet. On the changeover, Layla whispered, "The final decision." They made the quarterfinals, farther than anyone expected, but eventually lost a tight 3-set battle to the top seeds. When the final point ended, Fernandez looked crushed. Venus put an arm around her. "We didn't lose anything," she whispered. "We gained something unforgettable." The media still swarmed them afterward, praising their run, calling it one of the feel-good stories of the year. A reporter asked Venus, "Will you play doubles with Layla again next year?" Venus smiled knowingly. "I made a last-minute decision this time," she said. "Who knows what next year's heart will say?" Fernandez laughed. "I'll be ready either way." Epilogue. The memory that lasts forever. Long after the U.S. Open ended, fans continue to talk about that incredible, unexpected partnership. Videos of their teamwork went viral. Commentators replayed their legendary comeback. Kids mimicked their fist bumps at local courts. Venus had given tennis yet another gift. Fernandez had proven she belonged among the brightest. And together, they created a story that felt like a bridge between generations, a passing the torch, not in silence but with absolute celebration. Years later, Fernandez would reflect on it during an interview. "Playing with Venus wasn't about winning," she said softly. "It was about learning courage, learning joy, learning history from someone who made it. That memory, it's forever." And for Venus, when someone asked her what her favorite doubles moment of her career was, she didn't mention titles, trophies, or iconic matches. She simply smiled and answered, "Playing with Layla at the U.S. Open. It reminded me that magic doesn't follow plans. It happens when you let the game lead your heart." Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.